Hi, I'm Ronald. Welcome to Producer's Corner. I thought for this video that I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I know that many people have wondered and asked me a lot here in New York, especially a lot about where I learned my training, how did I get into music and stuff like that. So I want to kind of break it down in a nutshell. Basically, I grew up in Barbados and sang in the choir there, and I I was discovered, I should say, by some Dutch people who basically sent me to England. And I went to England, studied flute. I studied organ building, how to build pipe organs. After that, I went to Germany, studied classical music, got a scholarship to Berklee College of Music, and basically I studied jazz there, um, and became a teacher for a while. I did teaching in the Caribbean for a while. Came to New York, taught a little bit here. During that time, I went to Columbia and I did a master's in music education there at Columbia University. And since then, uh, I kind of perfected my producing skills. Always wanted to be kind of a producer, producing. I was always a composer, writing music, and I thought that the time was right to produce people and write for people. Um, by the way, I also became a church organist because I studied the organ. I was always around the organ. Had a love for church music, and so, but producing became exciting, especially here in New York. We have all the rappers and great neo soul artists. From Future back down to Erica Badu, Jill Scott, all these great artists, and I was kind of influenced by all these great people, Drake, and a whole list of people. So I basically felt the time was here for me to basically bring out the talent that I have, and I think producing and was one of the talents that I have, along with playing many different instruments, double bass, flute. I'm known around the world as a flute player. I still play flute a lot, not as much as I used to, because now I'm having a lot of fun producing music. And if you go to our website, hawthplayrecords.com, most of the music you'll hear me. You know, I wrote most of that music, composed it, produced it. And one of the joys that I get in music now is to help other artists and hear them sing and rap and play my music, or even play their music as well. But to work with other artists. So I thought that in a nutshell, I'll tell you a little bit about me. Producing is a joy. I enjoy it. I love producing beats and making beats and singing rhythms and little phrases, and I'm constantly involved with this. So I started this producer's corner basically to highlight some of the things that I'm doing with Hawthplay Records, and the songs that we're doing, and from song to song, and how I'm creating the song, and how I create them, and how I make the beats. And that's something educational. A lot of producers around the world, they don't show other people what they do. As I was learning how to produce, I've questioned many producers who never really wanted to show. Of course, and I understand why, because I could take away their work from them and their livelihood. But for us, we want to share with people, show you how we do this. Go into the schools and show my students, past students, how many of them want to be producers. Some of them have computers in their bedrooms and they want to learn how to do beats. They want to know about Pro Tools. They want to know about FL Studio. They want to know about Logic. They want to know about Digital Performer. All these different, DAW basically. And so part of this whole thing is to bring this to the forefront, show people how it's done in the studio. How do I create a beat? How do I start from scratch? What instruments do I select, and what rhythms do I play? How do I create the bass line? And all these are things that is part of Producer's Corner. So I want you to look out for Producer's Corner, because I'm going to be talking a lot about music theory, about all these things that will help you out there, the viewer, especially those upcoming producers. How do I produce a song? How do I create it? How do I get it mixed and mastered and the process. And so I'm going to guide you through from week to week, month to month, day to day, the process that we go through in creating this beautiful art form, which is producing music, jazz. If you go to our website, you'll see we're into many different genres, and I'll bring you into to some live rehearsals of us rehearsing for upcoming tracks with some of the artists. So look out for us. I'm grateful to you and for all the great musicians in the world that are producing music. A lot of my great friends that have advised me and that I've been associated with, from Marcus Miller back down to Dave Valentine, Hubert Laws, all these great musicians that I've been associated with, and I want to thank them for guidance and for inspiration. Wayne Shorter, Jaco Pastorius, great musicians all over the world. So, and I want to shout out to my great musicians in Barbados as well. I can't forget them because, of course, that's where I started, and Barbados is filled with fantastic musicians, some of the best musicians that have actually never ever been to a college to study anything, but yet they can create great music. So please go down to the Caribbean and check out the music scene down there because they're great people down there. So I'm talking a little bit about that because that's where the seed was planted. So, welcome to Producer's Corner. Look out for me. I'll be flushing the media, the airways with music, with talking about music and stuff like that. Okay? Ciao.